What up? What up? Back for another video. We are, what is this, round three of live seller calls. So, yeah, we're going to get right into it. Uh, YouTube, if you're watching this, it's probably on YouTube. So be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube. And then down here on the bottom, I got my Instagram and stuff like that if you're trying to check that out. Or if you want to send me a DM, try to connect on something, you can do it that way. So yeah, I've made a whole bunch of calls already today. I was mostly following up with a few people. I did find one property that I was looking at for myself. So I found it on Zillow, and it's not that far away from where I live at now, like my actual house that I'm in. So I don't know. I'll try to see. I'm going to talk to the realtor and see what they're thinking. The only reason I'm kind of interested in it is because in the description of the house, they said that they're doing 100% financing. So I don't know, or she said it qualifies for 100% financing. So I'm not sure if they're talking about financing like I don't know, like a loan from a bank, like traditional financing, like a mortgage, or if they're talking saying that the seller is going to accept seller financing. Because if he can accept seller financing and we can do some type of terms deal with him, I'm down. So I already ran the numbers on it, and right now, just a quick overview. The house is 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 984 square feet, living space. That's upstairs. And then there's a garage in the back. It's on the corner. It's a nice little lot, nice little house. It is kind of small, so it's a little bit dinky, but the last owner definitely did some work to it. So the house is painted. There's new gutters. There's new flooring in the living room and the kitchen. The kitchens, I mean, they redid the cabinets or painted them at least, so it looks nice, but it's still kind of, just thrown together. 2 bedroom. So if they can do seller financing, they have it right now. It's listed for 84,000, and it's been on there for 60 days. 84,000. So I was thinking, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try to talk to the realtor and like not show a whole bunch of interest, just ask a few questions, and then let her know. I'll call her back and kind of anchor at a lower price, and then I'll see. Obviously, not for me, but I want to see maybe in a few weeks or a month if it doesn't sell. I'm gonna keep following up with her, and I'm gonna get like serious if they do a reduction. I don't know if they will, but if they do, then that would be great, and that could be like my end to try to talk to them. But right now, I mean, the rents they're asking 84,000. So really, I mean, the rent should be $840 if it's 1% rule, but that's not even taking into account like closing costs and all that type of stuff. It doesn't need any work, so there's like no money there. Um, but yeah, that's saying that they should be getting 840. So I think the market rent's more around like 800, 800 to 900. So it probably falls in there somewhere. But at the same time, it's only a 2 bedroom. So there was a few other 2 bedrooms that were right around the same square footage that were like, I think they're renting for 775, and the other one was 815. So either way, they have it listed for 84. I'm gonna try to whenever I talk to the realtor, I'm gonna try to get her down and like probably anchor, because right now, with what I'm looking at, for the monthly income just based off the rents, I mean, it's probably going to be like 70,000. Uh, and that's only because I'm using the same calculator that we use for wholesaling, but I didn't do the fee, and I'm still doing 70% of ARV, because 70% of ARV, if I can get it, it says our ARV is 80,000. They have it listed for 84. So they're a little bit over, I would say, but it's probably still in that general area. So if we can get it for less, like a discounted price, obviously not wholesale, but a little bit discounted, then there'll probably already be some equity in there. And really, I mean, for traditional banks, they loan 80% of the value. So you don't necessarily need $20,000 cash. You just need 20% equity. So if it's like $100,000, you don't necessarily need $20,000 down. You just need to have 20% equity, because for most banks, they're only going to loan like 80% for like a traditional loan. But yeah, that's whatever. So that's just something I had that I wanted to share because that might be pretty cool to do that. I don't right now. I don't know. I'd rather just talk to the realtor and see what she's thinking. But all right, I'm gonna try to get on the phone with a few people. So there's a few of these houses that were in Anderson. For us, I know Anderson. Like a lot of times, people try to stay away from it. And not stay away from it. I guess it's just not a big market. I would say at least people from Indy. Like if you live in Anderson or something like that, it's a little bit different. But at least people from Indy, not a lot of them, will be living in Anderson. Some of them do invest. I have met a few people that are from Indy that invest in Anderson because they know the only thing. It's not a bad town or anything like that. Just the main thing is that it's more of a rental market, so you can't really go add a whole bunch of value. And like Indianapolis or like kind of close to the inner city, you're not going to be making, like $50,000-$60,000 on the flip. It's probably going to be more like 5,000-10,000 because there's not really too many houses that are actually updated. So I guess that's another learning point. I guess is that some places might be better, even though it might work for a flip. Like this, still it won't at the end of the day because if you're taking into a wholesale fee plus the profit the buyer, the investor wants to make. I mean, there's still a lot of money that comes out of it. So definitely 100% on trying to get it at a discounted price because Anderson most of the time is only going to be based off of like rents. I mean, there are flips there, but it's not like something major where you're adding like all this value. But so I'm checking this person. I'm not exactly sure if we already have the MAO for this one. So it looks like we do. I am going to be pulling this up real quick. So I'll be right back. I'm also getting another call right now. So I'll be on probably like in 2 seconds. So. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, I got the MAO pulled up. I got the information pulled up on Zillow. So I might actually do this real quickly and pull the information up on Privy. I think I talked about it just the other day in one of my other videos. Privy is definitely a good website. So I think it's cool. Just a recap. They show once you type in the address, it kind of is just essentially the same data as batch leads. So it shows like all the details about the house, the owner, the last owner, like the loan information, comparables. But the cool thing that I think they use pretty well is if you can, I guess if you're looking at a house and it looks like it's been flipped, but you're not exactly sure. If you can't see the inside, you can only see the outside. Then you can look it up on Privy, and they show you the like what it looked like on the two last sales. So whatever the most recent sale is will be on the right, and whenever the sale before that will be on the left. And so I think it's pretty cool because you can see, what they've done to the house in terms of like what it looks like. And then also on the bottom, it does a breakdown. So it has the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the square footage, the garages, the levels of the house. So essentially it shows you like if someone added, a second story, it'll say it went from 2 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms. And then it'll say it went from 1 level to 2 levels. And then if they added a garage, it'll say it went from from 0 garages to 1 garage. Or if they took a garage down or took something off of the house, then it'll be less. So I think it's cool because it shows you, you guys get the idea. So it shows you like what exactly happened with it, like that. So that's definitely a pretty cool one. I'm going to talk to these people. So it looks like they already have, they've already flipped this property, it looks like. So their house, what is this? It's in Anderson. They want 250. The MAO we came up just for before the call. They want 250. The MAO that we came up with is 70,000, and then the sale price, the ARV that we came up with was 157. And looking at the Zillow stuff, we don't really take into account like whatever Zillow's talking about, but it says that their place is worth 97,000, and it's saying that the houses around it should rent for about 950. The solds in the area, what is it, 1,600? So I'll just do like 2,000. So yeah, the main, I know you guys can't see my screen, but right there's like this major road that splits all of the high comps from the low comps. So there are still a few high comps in this lower area, but I guess the density of it, and there's more like sales in this one area compared to this other one where this house is at. So the data is still there for me when I'm underwriting. I don't like to go over major roads or interstates or bridges or anything like that, because I used to do that because I know the areas that I'm comping. So it's like I can think about like outside factors that might change it a little bit. That's why I think it's good if you can study like whatever market you're in. If you can study it, or if you live in it, you already have an upper hand because you can just explain off the bat, like without looking at a computer and looking at all these comps. If you're on the phone with the seller, you can just explain off the bat, like I know these areas, like we buy houses here. I live not too far from this place. Like this is kind of the areas I hang out at, or I drive to, or I eat dinner at, I walk my dog at. So like I know what the comps are, and I know the area and all that stuff. And a lot of people will try to say like, oh well, the area is up and coming, so it's going to be, these houses around here will be worth this much in like 2 years. It's like, yeah, they might be, but at the end of the day, we as a business are not going to make a buying decision off of speculation and what it could be. So we're going off of what has already happened in the past and what is currently happening, like what houses are already for sale or pending. Because some places, I've ran into a few places where they have comps from like 2019 or 2020, but there's no like current comps or sales in the last 6-7 months. So normally I try to go only 6 months out. And on Zillow too, if you go to the filters, the little more tab, where you can change the square footage, you can also do it by single story houses, and you also can change, um, the square footage and like all the other filters to try to narrow it down to something that's way more comparable than whatever they might think. So I guess it's really just the education part, telling them like, hey, I do this for a job. I get it, but that's not gonna happen. So um, yeah, I just typed in this number, so I'm gonna give them a call, and then yeah, we can see what happens after the phone call. Normally, since I just started doing these live seller calls, these lives, I'm gonna start doing. After each call, I'm gonna break it down on what I thought or what I could have done better or whatever. So I'm gonna like kind of critique myself and break the call down. So stick in for that, and then also if you haven't followed my channels yet, I have it down here on the banner, my YouTube and my Instagram. So you can hit me up on Instagram. I prefer to have DMs over Instagram, because they're a little bit easier to see. And on my YouTube, you're able to see the in my description of the channel. I have all my filters and all my tags down here, so you can look those up. But yeah, I'll be right back. I do need to go grab my other phone, so give me 1 second. All right, people, we are back. So I actually didn't have to grab my other phone. I actually was looking for my external hard drive over here for my computer. But yeah, let's call these people.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 76542.
So they didn't answer the phone, and they actually actually clicked out of their stuff on Podio. But we just got this new lead that looks pretty hot. So let me try to get this guy on the phone. $169. Oh, it says he's not selling right now. But he wants to call back a little later, which like at the same time, it's like, why are you not selling right now? So let me try to call this gentleman. He had called me last night. Told me he doesn't want to sell his other property that he originally told me about, and he says that he wants to sell this other one. So yeah, I don't know. I'll try and see. I talked to his wife. I'm not exactly sure about this other one. I don't know how much he really wants. I didn't get too far into that. But when I was on Batch Leads and I was looking up his information, which I'm pulling up right now, he has like I think 6 or 7 other single family houses. So I was gonna try to ask him like, hey, what's the deal with these other like this whole portfolio you got? I mean, if you want, I would rather uh, try to do a not term, yeah, probably terms too. I'll probably try to do a terms deal on his portfolio like we're doing right now on this other one, or we could just try to buy him independently, whatever he wants to do. I'm gonna try to look this information up and see. I'm just gonna have it on in the background, so when I think it's a good time to bring it up, I can bring up all these other ones that he has and kind of see if he's interested in doing some type of portfolio deal or something like that. So let's give him a call.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Of course. So, he didn't answer the phone, obviously. So I'm gonna keep his stuff pulled up to the side. So I'll be able to kind of look at that here in a little bit. At least not everything, but I'm gonna try to keep the batch leads pulled up, so I don't have to go through the whole sign-in process again. Because batch leads isn't really the best, I would say. See, like I don't get why on Podio. This is why sometimes I hate Podio so much. I'm pulling up notes and they don't show up like in in between the accounts. It's like if I have the acquisition card, it shows up there, but then when I try to look at it in the leads tab, it's completely not even the same. Like none of my notes are there. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a buzz and see what he's thinking about this other one. It's actually on my street. So I'm gonna try to see what he wants to do.
Please leave your message for
There's another one. Did not answer their phone. I'll probably just wait for him to call me back because I know he's done that in the past. So I might wait for him to give me a call back, but I'm gonna see what his number looks like. All right. So there's that one. Some of these other ones, I'm kind of upset because I had gotten this call this morning of this deal that we were working on. I went to go meet the lady, and got her on the phone. I'm pretty sure I actually even called her when I was on the round one of live seller calls. And I got the call this morning. I was waiting for her last night to talk to me, and she wanted her dad to talk to me. He's a realtor, and I kind of told her like I don't know like what can he like what like why do I need to talk to him? Like he's a realtor, but like what does that have to do with me? I'm not using a realtor. You're not using a realtor, so like I guess it's just I don't know clarification for her or something. I asked her what does she need help with or what does she have questions about, and she just said, "Oh, nothing really. I just want my dad wants to speak to you and blah blah blah." So I was like, okay. And so then I find out this morning that the reason we're supposed to talk to her dad is because she's having other investors come through the house and they're going to sit down together and make a decision. And he's probably going to be the like deciding factor on, or one of the deciding factors on what's the best offer, and the quickest offer, most likely. So it's kind of annoying that I hate when people shop offers around and I ask them that. I don't tell them not to shop it or ask them, are you going to shop it? But I tell them, ask them really, what are we doing if we come to an agreement? Like, what are we doing? And for the most part, they say, well, I guess I'm going to have to think about it or we're going to sign a contract. It's like one of those two options. And so she said she wants to think about it, which I get because I went there on a Sunday. She's like, I want you guys to run your numbers, make sure it works, blah, blah, blah. So I called her back on Monday. And she was like, yeah, let's talk Tuesday with my dad. So I was like, okay. And then she get all of a sudden, I don't know, there's just a whole series of events that I wasn't really too fond of. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's whatever. I mean, if she wants to talk, if she wants to, make a deal together, I want to. I really do. I told her everything we have to offer. We actually have a call later today at 4. So it kind of gives me flashbacks of when I bought my house. Like, oh, we're going through this again, where everyone that was interested submit an offer. We look over them at 6 p.m. And if you get a call back, then that means you got the house. If you don't get a call back, then that means you didn't get the house. Like, so I'm just hoping that we can kind of convince her. I'm having Jake on the phone as well for that one, just because we need to be on our game and have all the manpower we can to try to convince both of them. Because I've already convinced and won over the seller. But now it's like we need to confront her dad and see what he's thinking, like what he thinks might be best, because they might have completely different views on what they want or what they think they want or they could get. So yeah. But let's try to get on another phone call. I want to see who else I can correct and call. Because so far, since I've been on this live, we've had no luck. I'll try to give this guy a call. So he has like a duplex type deal.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 31782361997 is not available at this time. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may...
So what is that? Another one? That did not pick up the phone. But I guess the only thing to do is call another one. See if they can pick up the phone. So right now I'm looking through some of the leads. I see that there's a few that I haven't necessarily talked to in a while. But I've already gotten an answer from a few of these people. I want to go back because we still have leads from like 2 years ago type of deal. I wouldn't say 2 years ago, but so this guy I just found says that he wants us to make him an offer. So normally for that, it's like we don't go walking around, making offers. Another thing I like a lot that I heard in the nightly dial is we're in the business of buying houses, not making offers. So normally, I know some people they say yes or no. They agree or they don't, but I've heard some people actually saying sorry, I just lost my train of thought and I was in the middle of doing all this other stuff. Yeah, I've had people saying they don't want to negotiate against themselves, which I've heard sellers and buyers both say that, which, I mean, at the end of the day is just come to an agreement. Either you want to sell it or you don't. But enough talk. I got this pulled up. I'm gonna give this guy a buzz and see kind of if he's willing to sell this place. I know for the most part, it's really just about getting on the phone and really seeing what they're thinking, and I guess try to put yourself in their shoes, put yourself in their brain to see what exactly are these people looking for, because sometimes they don't want to sell it. I've actually talked to a few sellers where like literally they don't even want to sell their place. It just sounds like they're looking for someone to pretty much talk to. So for those type of people, I don't even like to waste time on stuff like that. It's like either you want to sell it or not. Like I don't want to walk, like, because doing that, you'll dig into your call time a lot. Doing that, just talking to people for no reason. and you find out that they don't actually want to sell. Which I've kind of fallen into that trap a decent amount. So I don't really want anyone else falling into the trap of, I guess, staying on the phone for way too long, and then these people are just wasting your time, or being able to figure out and disqualify people yourself and finding out that they're actually just BSing and they weren't actually going to sell to you at all, which is, a bad spot to be in. But yeah, so I got this pulled up. We'll give this guy a buzz and kind of see, I guess, what he's thinking. As I'm looking at it right now, I see that there's a lot of new construction around his place. So I don't really. It's kind of hard to compare a whole bunch of new construction to a house that was built in the 1900s. So yeah, but yeah, let's get him on the phone and see kind of what he's thinking. So stay tuned for that. We'll be hopping on that here in about 2 seconds. All right.
Hello.
Hello, Jesus.
May I ask who's calling?
Yeah, my name is Patrick. You had just spoken to someone on my team. It looks like just yesterday about your house over here in Oxford, here in Indy.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, you spoke to someone on my team, and I really was just calling to try to, I guess, see if we could come to an agreement and see if we're even a good fit for each other. Do you have a few minutes to talk right now?
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
All right, cool. So the kind of some of the information that he gathered, it looks like you've lived there for a while, and it says it needs, minor work. Why exactly are you looking to sell it?
Because I'm actually planning on moving in about a year.
Oh, nice. Where are you moving to?
Texas. I own land down in Texas, so I'm planning on building a house down there.
Oh, so nice. Definitely Texas is a growing market. I live over here in Indy, close to Butler University. So we actually.
Yeah, I got a buddy, grandmother that lives out there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know it's a really nice area. I like it a lot. I moved over here last summer, and now I'm kind of just trying to buy more houses to see what we can add to the portfolio. But yeah, so I mean, if you're moving to Texas and you want to build a house, are you gonna move there before you build it, or have you started building, or what is that whole process like? Where are you at in that process?
I'm actually talking to a few people down because I still have family that lives down in Texas. I'm originally from Texas.
Oh, cool.
So they're hooking me up with people to start the foundation and everything. So like I told your person yesterday, I can't remember her name, but I'm living here and, you know, getting everything prepped down in Texas to move down there. So it's going to be a while. I don't know if she wrote that down on your notes.
It looks like she just said a couple of months. So it sounds like you want to wait until you figure out kind of what you're doing down in Texas.
Yes.
Okay. So that's, I mean, if your horizon is looking just about 6 months, I mean, that's perfectly fine. It sounds like you need to get some things figured out down there. So we definitely can talk, I guess, again in, maybe a couple months, because I want to keep in touch with you, because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of other people calling you.
Oh, yes. I already have plenty of people that send letters and offers already. And yeah, so it's a bunch of people trying to get a hold of me right now for the house.
Yeah.
I actually, the house right next door to me is my parents. They're actually planning on leaving too. And the middle lot is my parents too.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've actually been down Oxford or came by the house or anywhere by my house. It's pretty much me if you're looking at the house to the left of it, there's an empty lot in the middle that my parents own, and then the house right there next to the lot is theirs. So
yeah, I haven't been down there. I'm sure I could probably find, I guess, kind of what it looks like online and like Street View and stuff like that. I haven't been down there yet. I do know for a fact that kind of the 10th and Roll area, pretty much every corner of that is definitely kind of a good spot for us to be investing in. We've done actually a few deals just right off north of 10th on Rural, I guess south of Brookside.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a few houses on Rural, like right off of Rural and 10th, that have been fixed up. The next street over, they're fixing up a few more. Like I said, but I will definitely keep in contact with you. What's your name?
My name was Patrick.
Patrick, I will actually save your number. If I do decide to sell anytime earlier, I will be giving you a call and entertaining an offer.
Okay. I mean, in terms of like the house and everything, I mean, what exactly is needing work on it? I mean, what's the condition of Oxford, the house itself?
So it's mostly interior that needs to be done, like repainting. I am doing a bit of the mold. It's not the mold. It's the what's it called?
Biological growth, probably.
No, it's the panels that run along the bottom of the floors and stuff. I'm actually redoing them.
Oh, the baseboards?
Yeah, the baseboards. And I actually have a buddy that will be coming to do the roof for me. And probably...
He said mold. I thought he was talking about the actual mold, not crown molding.
So by the time I'm going to sell it probably won't need no work at all. Being really honest with you.
All right. I mean, what were you looking in terms of price for it?
Right now, I would actually have to speak to my wife because the house isn't mine in her name. So
okay.
I would really have to sit down with her and talk to her price wise, what she would be willing to sell and what I would agree with her on.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, I definitely think if your name and your wife's name are both on the deed and you guys are kind of in this together, I definitely say talk to her and see what both you guys are thinking. But in terms of just from us as a company, I mean, we have multiple different ways that we buy houses, so it's not only a cash offer. So there's different ways we can go about it. So even if it's a little bit higher than what we were thinking, there's still other ways that we can achieve that number.
Oh, okay. Most definitely. keep in touch with you. Like I said, the biggest thing is me having to speak to my wife. Like, that's one of the biggest things right now is
Definitely.
me and her coming to agreement on it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you needed to know or wanted to know?
Not really. I mean, I got a pretty good idea of what's going on, and ultimately, it's up to you guys when you guys want to sell it. We're just here, I guess, as a solution for when that comes.
Okay. All right. And I will actually definitely be giving you a call. Like I said, I know this area has really became a hot market. So, like, I've been getting letters left and right, calls left and right. I honestly, before about a month ago, I wasn't entertaining offers, honestly.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I wasn't entertaining offers because I was hoping to hold off about 2 more years before I left. But my wife is really getting anxious to leave. My kids are getting anxious to leave. So I'm kind of pushing it forward a little bit faster.
So they want to go to Texas with you, right?
Oh, yes. All of them are ready to go, man. All of them are ready to go.
What part of Texas are you moving to?
It's, you know where Corpus Christi is?
Yep.
I'm about an hour and 15, an hour and 30 away from Corpus Christi in a town called San Diego. I bought 22 acres down there.
Oh yeah, dude, that sounds amazing. I mean, 22. I know Texas is definitely. I would just say I definitely think you should try to get that house built, as quick as possible because Texas market is growing rapidly, and
Oh yeah, I
if
plan on buying a couple more acres out there too. By the way.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they got a lot of stuff out there, and it's crazy how many people are going to Texas because even though Texas is like one of the biggest states or is the biggest state, I mean, there's still so much land out there that hasn't even been claimed yet. Like, there's probably still some pieces of land that the person that originally owned it is probably not even living anymore.
Exactly. It's honestly, man, there's a lot of ranches out there, man, that have been pretty much left alone. Their family moved away, and they just own the land and let it go, like whatever. Just pay the taxes on it till we sell it. So there's so much land out there, man. It's really crazy. You only invest in the Indianapolis area, Indiana area?
I mean, not really. I live in Indy, so this is like kind of our main market. The person I'm working with, he actually lives up in Pennsylvania, and then we have another guy on the team that works in Chicago. So we're kind of spread out, but we mainly focus on Indy, and I'm kind of like the boots on the ground that can go, and I have like I guess more knowledge of the Indy market than they do. But we just moved into Texas markets, into Dallas like last week.
Well, a little info for you, man. They're building that highway that's leading down towards San Diego. It's going to split from San Diego to Corpus Christi, and it's gonna split east, west, and south. It's actually tied to the highway here in Indiana. If I'm not mistaken, it's I-69. Look into it, man. They're actually building it straight down all the way down to Texas. It's gonna pass. I think they're extending to Tennessee. Just a little info for you, man. I know you invest, so just look into it, man. Down in San Diego is part of the area that I bought. The highway is gonna be running right by there.
Yeah, that should be. I know highways. Once you start adding highways, then off those highways, you start getting the commercial spaces like the gas stations and the convenience stores and CVS's and Kroger's and Walmart's, and then from that, it just starts growing into neighborhoods and all this other, life.
Well, they're building the highway straight down and straight up for mostly semis. It's really just for. It's not only for semis, but they're building it mainly for semis to avoid the traffic down by Houston. So it's really going to expand that area. I don't know if you've ever heard of. Probably haven't. It's called Fearer, Texas. Freer, Texas.
I have not heard of that. No.
It's a small area. I'm telling you, extremely freaking small, but a whole bunch of land untouched. They were actually selling, if I'm not mistaken, about 60 acres out there for about 90,000.
Wow.
And the highway's supposed to be splitting off into I can never say it right. Freer, Texas, and it's supposed to be going further out. So just look it up, man. I-69. It'll split up into three little highways, heading east, west, and south. They've already passed Houston already, by the way. So just a little info for you, man, since you said you expanded down in Texas a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I see right where you're talking about over here in San Diego. It looks like to the west is what Fearer, and then I've actually heard of a little bit north of what you just spoke about of Fearer. I've heard of Seven Sisters before. I know there's a lot of like old country like in this little triangle right there. But yeah, this is right. Yeah, Corpus Christi. This should be a good spot. Because normally, I mean, we've been going to Dallas, like Fort Worth, and kind of those areas around that. But
into the bigger areas, like I said, really, if you're willing to hold on to a property for about minimum of like 3 years, maximum of 5, my property down in Texas has already doubled in value since I bought it, and that was 3 years ago. So, like I said, just a little info for you, man. Most definitely, I will keep in touch with you. And whenever I'm ready to sell, I will give you a call. You said Patrick, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, man. I appreciate it. We'll definitely be in touch, and I'm looking forward to the rendezvous, and then we can just go from there.
All right, no problem.
Damn, he was quick to get off that phone call. Well, I wouldn't say he was quick because he was talking to me, and I might have carried it on just a little bit. I mean, I did I wouldn't say I carried it on. He was giving me all the information about Texas. And I guess once I asked what he was doing about like what he was doing in Texas, he kind of opened that can of worms and it kind of changed. That's literally just what I was talking about. Not about just not wasting time on the phone. And so I was trying to kind of like intervene and tell him like, okay, cool, bro. Like this stuff in Texas. But then once he started telling me about like all these other opportunities, I kind of wanted to listen because it wasn't necessarily, just like empty talk. It was more of he was trying to, I guess, educate me a little bit on some of the Texas market. So I definitely kind of like that a little bit, and that might be one of the couple of exceptions you can have for spending just a little bit longer on a phone call. But yeah, he's got this house here in Indy. Not looking forward to selling it in the next couple of months. So he's looking at a 6-month horizon. So yeah, I guess I'll just put him into a long-term follow-up, kind of see, what he's thinking about here. And I'm definitely not waiting 6 months because normally what they say is if I were to wait 6 months, just think about from me as a wholesaler and you as a wholesaler, think about how many people will contact that guy in 6 months. And the answer is way too many. So I'm not going to wait that long. I'm probably going to put him on a short-term follow up with him every now and then. even though he says he's going to call me, that's fine. I'm going to at least get another phone call or two in there with him to follow up before he tries to call me. It just keeps me fresh in his brain and lets him know that, hey, most other investors or wholesalers, they hear that conversation, they're just going to jump off and not call him back. So even if it's 6 months, they're going to wait that 6 months. I would rather keep my name in his brain, as fresh as possible for as long as possible before I'm just putting them on some long-term follow-up. But I'm kind of upset. We only got a few people to answer, but I'm sorry we got to end it here. I'm going to try to call a few more people today. I might try to get this call on a live real quick later this afternoon with this girl's dad I was talking about. But right now I have a few personal things I have to do. I'm kind of upset, still we only got a few people. Really one person to talk to me on the phone. Everything else was just a little bit of background knowledge and I guess honestly some lag time. But hey, let's keep hitting it. Keep hitting the phones, keep hitting these pressure points, keep hitting the pain. Let's see what we can do. Keep pushing forward. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline for me and for you guys. So let's just keep hitting the phone, see what we can do and help these people out. So it's not just about sales. My favorite quote that I keep mentioning and keep putting it in my brain is real estate is bigger than a transaction. So it's not only, it is a transaction. You can make money. A lot of people are in it to make money. But for the most part, if you're carrying that mentality of only money driven into the conversations, it's like you're going to get nowhere. Because it's like you're going to disqualify people that shouldn't be disqualified if you're only thinking about money and taking it money driven. So money comes along with it, but the main objective is to try to actually help these people and solve a solution because those are probably the most contracts we're going to get either way. So I just say keep that in mind. I'm looking forward to the next one, and we'll see you guys soon. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. DM me. Let's collaborate. Let's do anything. Let's get to it. Have a good one, guys.